Hi, welcome back to Surviving Disruption. I want to I wanted to come on and talk a little bit about um, the truth most successful women never say out loud. And that is about like you can have everything you worked for, the title, the business, the income, and still feel lost inside. So that's not what we're talking about. Successful women don't talk about this feeling of being lost inside. And I thought this was a perfect time with the holidays coming in the next couple weeks um, about the importance of self-care. I'm Stacy Johnson. I am a resilience and parenting coach who helps overwhelmed moms raise emotionally strong, confident, and connected children by transforming the way they respond to stress, emotions, and everyday challenges. I've been a therapist for 25 years and I've helped hundreds of overwhelmed women be more confident and less overwhelmed. And again, I'm so happy that you are joining me. And make sure that you subscribe to this channel because I see a lot of the viewers that are, watching what I have to say, but you're not subscribing. And by subscribing, you're going to help me be able to do some more things on this channel that I would love to be able to bring to my audience. And at one point, I was working in a school for special needs children, and it was a very stressful job. I was a supervisor, and so I automatically had that title of being the fixer. And I kept everything afloat at work. And at home, I would call myself the CEO. I never gave myself that title, but that's what it felt like. I was managing everybody's schedule, making sure that kids were going to their sporting events, making sure that dinner was done, the house was clean, you know, everything kind of landed on me. And so I thought that everything from the outside looked like it was going well. And I spent so many years busy going from one thing to another, keeping things together that I lost myself. So I didn't know that I was really in that burnout stage. I just would walk around at times not even recognizing my own feelings. Like, I wasn't depressed, but I had that like sinking, like that heavy chest feeling. And people would be like, I would sigh and my husband would be like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "No, I just don't, I'm just overwhelmed, I guess." And I lost my husband 4 years ago. And at that time, when I started my grief journey, I started to recognize that I didn't even know who I was because now I don't have the title as wife. I had always had the title. I've had the title for mom for many years, but I didn't know who I was. Who was Stacy? And the more I thought about things and worked through my grief journey, I realized that I needed to come home to myself. And that is as I learned more about who I was, I wanted to help more women, you know, take care of themselves, learn who they are before a tragedy hits. So they know who they are. And losing yourself rarely happens in one big collapse. It happens over time. Those disconnections stack up. And it looks like going through the motions day in and day out. just every day doing all that. It's emotionally feeling numb. It's not celebrating your own wins anymore because you've already moved on to the next thing. You didn't even recognize that win. Feeling irritated and anxious or overwhelmed for no specific reason, but and it's hard for you to explain. You're laying awake at night, even though you're exhausted. It's feeling disconnected from the people you love the most. It's snapping. It's that irritability. You're snapping quicker than you want to. Your body usually knows before your mind does. It whispers, though you're exhausted. And eventually, it is screaming through burnout. And why does this happen? Because we're conditioned to believe that our value is what we produce, not who we are. Successful women get rewarded for overfunctioning. You become the reliable one, the strong one, the one who carries it all. People admire you for 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 all the things you're doing, so you keep doing them. Also, women are conditioned to be the caregiver. So we're always doing. So between maybe your career that you have and your home, you're ignoring yourself. So what looks like strength on the outside often becomes self-abandonment and overwhelmed in the inside. Obviously, being successful is beautiful. I mean, who doesn't want to be successful, right? But it costs you yourself. It becomes another form of survival. So there is this success trap that kind of gets ingrained. And it sounds like this: I should be grateful, so I can't slow down. I should be grateful for everything that I have. Everyone needs me. Rest is selfish. If I stop, who's going to do it? Everything's going to fall apart. It's just easier to do it myself, right? Like, why not? I'll take care of it myself later. Or I'll just I'll take care of me later. Oh, the weekend's coming. I'll I'll get to rest. I remember when I was working in the school, you know, those certain breaks, those longer breaks, winter break, Thanksgiving break. Oh, that's when I'll get some rest. Oh my God, I can't wait until summer break. I have all those months off from school. Well, later never comes. It doesn't. Because guess what? You find something else to keep doing and you never take care of yourself. And all of those ingrained messages that you say come from a limiting belief, which will be something that we discuss at a different time. And believe me, if any of this is resonating with you, you're not alone. It's happening to brilliant women everywhere. So let's talk a little bit about self-care and how it brings you back home to yourself. I'm not talking about bubble baths and spa days. Now, of course, those would be great, right? Like, a spa. But the thing with those, I mean, they're awesome. But the thing with those are they are not sustainable. They are like a one hit. You feel great in that moment, but tomorrow you're doing it all over again. You are right back to go, 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 go. And the thing with spa days or those kind of those kind of things, one, you have to schedule them. Two, they cost money. And three, it's usually a chunk of time. A spa is at least a few hours out of your day. So, what I'm talking about today is the true medicine that your body needs. It's real self-care. It's something you can do in the moment throughout your day. It doesn't take a lot of time and it doesn't take a lot of money. So it can look like this: taking 60 seconds with a breath before you walk into a meeting or before you're picking your kids up at school. It's checking in with yourself before saying yes, allowing yourself to feel instead of powering through. And I know I've worked with lots of women, and they tell me they don't even know what that even looks like, checking in with what they feel. Sometimes they don't even know how to label feelings. Having compassion instead of criticism. Again, they don't know how to do that either. Setting boundaries. What are boundaries? But setting them, you know, giving yourself permission to pause, rebuilding trust with your intuition. That took me a while. But it was fun to get back into listening to my own tuition. It had been drowned out with all the other noise around that I wasn't listening to my own intuition. And so rebuilding that trust with your intuition, that quiet voice you have. And when you start to implement some of these self-care techniques into your day, something powerful happens. Success stops feeling like pressure. Yeah, it does. And it starts feeling like purpose. You show up clearer, you respond instead of reacting, you stop racing and start leading. You feel yourself again. And for me, the shift came when I realized this. I wasn't meant to be the store manager. I was meant to be the anchor. And it took me losing my husband and starting this grief journey to realize this. And I don't want other women to wait until a tragedy hits to come home to themselves. And when I started honoring myself, my nervous system settled, my intuition became louder, my emotional needs, I was able to hear my own emotional needs and take care of those. Everything shifted. I became more present with my daughters. My decisions became clearer. My work became more aligned. And I stopped feeling like everything was happening at me. I started living from the inside out again. And here's one tool that I would often use during the day. And it was a 60-second check-in. Basically, hand over my heart, deep breath in, and asking myself, what am I feeling right now? And then I would sigh it out. If that was that lower level feeling, like overwhelmed, stressed, sad, anxious, any of those lower level feelings, I would check in with myself. And when I breathed out, I would let out those lower level feelings. So as the holidays are already stressful. They are. There's a lot of pressure that people put on themselves. And if you're experiencing any kind of disruptions in your life, give yourself grace. Give yourself a 60-second check-in. And in your descriptions is my link to my Calm and Focus Breakthrough Kit. It will give you a chance to check in with yourself. Where is all the overwhelm coming from? And I'll give you some journaling prompts to check in with yourself. Book your free mission emotion call. We can take that kit and we'll personalize it just for you so that you can start implementing some of these self-care techniques into your day and finding that time to come back to you. All right, until next time on Surviving Disruption. Again, take your 60 seconds.